When I quit my job, I thought I was making a good choice, a good decision. I mean, I knew it wasn't a great choice or decision, and I knew I wasn't going about it the right way. I mean, I literally just walked out in the middle of the night, in the middle of my, not even the middle of my shift. It was like probably an hour or 2 hours into my shift, and I just left. I didn't say anything to anybody. I just walked out, and I knew that was a bad idea, right? You're supposed to put your 2 weeks in, you're supposed to do it the right way or whatever. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard it's always easier to look for a job when you still have one, till my ears bleed. I've heard it so many times before. And so, somewhere in my mind, I knew I was making a bad choice. But at the time, I needed to make a bad choice. I needed to get out of there. I needed to leave, you know? And I suppose in some ways I'm facing the repercussions of that because that was back in August. And I told myself that I was going to just bounce back. I was just going to, you know, I was going to make this terrible choice, this bad decision, do this one stupid thing, and get right back on my feet. I needed to get off the night shift. I needed to clear my head. I needed to, I don't know, I was going through some things, and that hasn't really stopped. I'm always seemingly going through some things. These past couple days, I feel like I've been a walking time bomb on the edge of a mental breakdown. But what's new, you know? And all of this to say, I don't really regret my choice of how I went about quitting my job or quitting my job in general. I've come to the realization that it was definitely the best thing for me to do. I needed out. I needed to just move on and go somewhere or do something different. The problem is I haven't done that. See, cuz like I said, that was back in August and it is now, what day is it? January 31st. So it's been a while that I kind of just been cruising, chilling, rotting away, for lack of a better term. It's been less than ideal, to say the least, but it's kind of what I needed to do. My head has been a mess, and there are a large number of reasons as to why that is and how I got to this point in my mental health journey, I guess. But back in the beginning of January, as much as I hate New Year's resolutions, or I shouldn't say hate them, but don't make them and don't never really have, I did promise myself that I was going to change, that I was going to make an effort to make a difference. I was going to stop wasting away, stop rotting away, stop whatever this existence has been. And also, like I said before, it's now January 31st. I haven't really done anything. I mean, I've applied for jobs, lots of them, to no avail, which, is kind of to be expected because I went from night shift at a grocery store and I wanted to do something different. I want to do something different. I want to do something else. I hated I not the repetition necessarily. I think that kind of comes with anything you do, but I don't know what it was exactly. I mean, there was so many things that I hated that drove me away, and just the change of people, the passing of time. I worked there for like 4 years. It just got to be too much. And so I wanted to try other things, try to do different things. And the problem is, I don't know what those different things are. And the ones that I've tried for, I don't really have the skill set to do, or, whatever the reasoning may be that I never got a call back. Something's missing. So here I am falling back into the same habits as before, rotting away slowly but surely. Like I said, I feel like I've been a ticking time bomb of a mental breakdown, mental collapse, or something. But I don't know. Today's different. Maybe I was outside more than normal, or maybe I just got over it, got over my problems of the past couple days, or I mean, I doubt it. I just kind of have that gut feeling of like something's wrong, but not wrong enough. And so today, I'm good. Today, I'm happy. Today, I don't need help. Not yet, at least. And I don't know. I guess it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing to be happy. Being happy is always a good thing. Everybody likes to be happy or should like to be happy. A diamond. Whoa. Doesn't matter. Um Distracted. Easily distracted. I'm not sure why today is so different. Why I'm so uppity maybe, or just I don't know. I'm just kind of happy today, I guess. And I don't really have any particular reason to be, not that you need one. Like I said, it's good to just be happy. Everybody should just be happy. I wish it was that simple for everybody to just be happy. It's never that easy. It's never that simple. But I guess today it is just that simple. Today, for me, at least, I am just, maybe I'm just at peace. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I've reached some sort of peace of mind, tranquility, something where I don't know, my life has kind of been falling apart for a long time now, honestly. Like I'm unemployed, blah 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 blah, same old same old. Things are not great. I need to get out of the house that I currently live in. My dad's basement is not a healthy environment for me to be living, but I also don't really have any options. You know, I could go move in with my mom, but I have a like how heavy are you? Like 60-pound dog, 70-pound dog, something like that. So he's a pretty big boy, and the benefit of living here where I currently am is I have this entire basement to myself, and anywhere else that I might want to go, I am going to be very restricted, very little amount of space, and it's not like I have a lot here. It's not like I have, you know, my dream of just having a place of my own, a house to call home. It's not awful here. Well, it's something, you know. I'm so appreciative. By no means do I mean this as disrespect towards my dad or anyone in my family for that matter. I love everybody and I love that they love me enough to give me these opportunities and these chances. I mean, I've been living here for free for I don't know how many years now, but I've realized within being here that it is a big influence to my bad habits or lack of self discipline, or I'm not really sure what exactly to call it. There's many things, many problems that have arisen as I've lived here. And I guess my laziness is really what we'll cut it down to. We'll just call it my laziness has been heavily influenced or reinforced here. And it's not because my dad doesn't care what I do or whatever. I mean, that is kind of part of it. My dad, I, I've lived here for like not 4 years. It's not been that long, but lived here for a while now, right? And I think I've maybe seen him once this whole week. and probably like, ooh, I don't want to put a number on it. Probably somewhere in the double digit, maybe like 10 times this month. We had Christmas together and stuff, but it's in passing. I'm leaving the house and I see him on the couch or something. Like, we don't talk. We're not an interconnected family. We're not super tight knit. We've never been very close. He's always just been closer with my brother than me, and that's fine. I've always been closer with my mom compared to my brothers, so we both have our parent or whatever. But I just I know that I need out of here. I know that this place is not good for me, but it's also seemingly the only place that I can easily continue my existence. There's no Well, there's difficulties, sure, but not big ones. Not like my dog needing space or room to run or, you know, a yard. Like, if I were to move in with my mom, she doesn't have a fence in her backyard. And her dog, my mom and my basically my stepdad, but not officially yet, their dog is very old. She doesn't do a whole lot, and I don't want to say she's better trained than my dog because I have a very good boy. He's awesome. He's great, great dog. But he's full of life and full of energy, and if he had access, he would run and run and run. So not having a fence is kind of a problem, and that's not really something that I am capable of going and building or paying for, you know. And the other problem is I'd be in like a tiny little room. I shouldn't say tiny little room, but definitely smaller, right down the hall from her. And that's whatever. I'm given a place to stay with very little strings attached. At some point I'm have to pay rent or something, and that's only fair. Living for free is a blessing, but not everybody can let that slide. And I know their bills are much more expensive and yada yada, whatever. It's irrelevant details. It's just it's a pickle. It's a real pickle because I don't not want to be here. I mean, here is my home. It's been my home for a long time. I mean, it's a long time. This is the same house that I grew up in, that I spent my years of, well, not going to school in, you know. But back then, it was a lot cleaner. And I lived upstairs. I didn't have a dog. Things have changed as they do in life. Time doesn't stop for anybody. Yada, yada, yada. You probably heard it all before. Things change, people grow, people change, etc. And so I reached that point in my life that I need change. I need things to change. I need big changes. I need to break these habits, these self deprecating, self wallowing, self pity, repetition every day feels the same. I need out, but I don't know where to go. I don't have a lot of options, and I'm kind of just screaming at the void here because I just don't know, you know? I stupid. But anyway, I'm trying to figure it out piece by piece, you know? My life has been a bit messy lately, to say the least. My relationship has felt like it's been on a bit of thin ice, and things are just not so great over here right now in general in my life. But today, today I'm good. Today I'm happy. day, things aren't completely broken. Granted, it's only like 4:30. There's plenty of time left in the day for things to go absolutely wrong, but I don't think they will. You know, I think I'm gonna be all right. I think I think I'm gonna just keep my head up high and I'm gonna just keep doing what I need to do or what I think I need to do, and I'm gonna keep trying to figure out what I do actually need to do instead of what I think I need to do, because what I think I need to do tends to be what I want to do, and what I want to do doesn't always tend to be what I need to do. Does that make sense? I don't know, but it makes sense to me, and that's all that really matters today. If I make sense to myself, I guess. I don't know. All of this is to say, I'm terrified of what's to come in my life. I am so scared of everything right now, to be honest. Like, everything that I think I know feels very up in the air. And it's not the first time I've felt this way before. It's very reminiscent to how I felt when I moved in here in the first place, when I had to move out of my mom's house. Sorry, a little bit of backstory here. So I lived with my mom for a while, and we finally had a place of our own. No creepy boyfriends lingering around or anything of that sort. Like, it was me and my mom and my girlfriend, and it was so good. It was so great. And granted, my mom had a few different boyfriends throughout that time, but none of them were like abusive, creepy weirdos or anything. Like, they were pretty good people. Anyways, at a certain point, my oldest brother moved in with us because he had some issues, addiction issues, among some other things, and he got kicked out and had nowhere else to go. And my mom, being just the great person that she is, I don't mean that in any sarcastic way or any sarcastic tone or anything. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. But she made a terrible choice by letting him come to stay with us. And I feel bad saying that, but I knew it when she asked me about it. I knew it was a bad idea. And there's a lot to it. I'll try to skip some of the details for today, but anywho, long story short, his problems did not get any better. They did not go away. He did not change. And a big part of that is because my mom did not follow through with her plan of being in the house and monitoring him and helping him and making sure he gets back on his feet and things. She didn't have time to do that. She's living her life. She's moving on. She's got things to do, jobs to work, people to see, etc. She's a busy woman. Nothing wrong with that. But sadly, his problems were too much to handle and he passed away. And I don't know if it was an intentional thing or not. I don't remember the details. I don't know if I even was ever told the details. All I know is that I was in the basement when all this happened, and my mom came home, found him, yada yada. She couldn't take it anymore. She couldn't stay in that house anymore, and I don't blame her. That's traumatizing. It's terrifying. I could only imagine what she had to go through mentally to get over that. I'm lucky that I was in the basement when all of this happened, that I'm not the one to go and check on him and found him and whatever. But this is where I kind of also feel bad and a little selfish. But she couldn't stay there anymore. So she decided that she was going to go move in with her boyfriend, who is now basically my stepdad. And I completely understood that. I completely respected that. It's grieving. It'd be terrible to come home to that same place every day with those bad memories. But that left me in a pickle because this was also my home where I was living, where I was staying, where I was growing up. Well, sort of growing up. I was, not an adult, but not a kid. So this was like 5 years ago or 6 years ago or something. It was a long time, but not that long. Anywho, I had to go. I had to get out. My mom wasn't gonna keep the house anymore. She wanted to get rid of it. She wanted nothing to do with it anymore. And if she wasn't living there, she didn't really see a point in keeping paying the rent and stuff, even if I was helping or could help. And it's not like I could pay the full amount myself. I was, making minimum wage probably at the time. So we were in a pickle. We had very little options of where to go and what to do. And that's how I ended up here because I had nowhere else to go. It was the best case scenario for us, or for me at the time, because I didn't know my mom's boyfriend that well. They were still relatively new couple. It's not like now where me and him are, I guess, friends to a degree. Like, I don't hate the guy by any means. He's a good dude. He's good for my mom. It's a lot better than the other guys that have been around. And, obviously he's not my actual dad. Nobody could replace my actual dad, but he's a good guy. He's a very good guy, and he does a good job at trying to be just a good person and be good to me and my brothers and everybody that comes around. But I didn't know him very well at the time, and he didn't really want me and my girlfriend and our dog to come move into his house with my mom because, like I said, didn't really know each other that well. We weren't like friends or close or whatever, and so it was come here with my dad, live for free for as long as I need until I can save up and get a place of my own, you know, or go live with my mom, stay with my mom at her new boyfriend's house, who we kind of had a rocky start. He wasn't the biggest fan of me. I wasn't the biggest fan of him. We just didn't really see eye to eye because there were just a lot of other things going on in our lives at the time, and I had some mental growing up to do. A lot of it. Still do. But so his rule was if we were going to move in, we were going to be paying rent and we were going to be there for, he gave us 3 months, my girlfriend and I, 3 months of paying rent and to find our own place and move out, or live with my dad for free for as long as we need to get on our feet, get our money saved up. Like, you tell me which option you would pick, right? It's pretty easy choice there. Then time goes on, yada yada yada, as it does. Life continues, and my other brother, my closer brother, the one that always got along with my dad, well, at the time, sorry, this is all over the place, I know, but at the time, he was in the military not overseas, but, all over the place and doing his thing or whatever. And the news of my brother passing came to him, and a lot of other things going on in his personal life that I'm not gonna, it's not my place to out him, but he had stuff going on. And being away from family, being away from all of us, especially after a death in the family, he just couldn't take it. He couldn't do that. He couldn't do it to my mom. He wanted to help out. He wanted to be here. So he came back. He dropped out of the military or whatever the terminology is, and he came home. Except I took his home because when I left to go stay with my mom, he stayed here in my dad's basement. And now I'm living in my dad's basement. He's moving back into town with his wife that he met while he was in the military, and they need somewhere to go. So they went to my mom's house. They took over her basement. They didn't get the same 3-month deadline that was on the table for us or for me. They just got to stay for however long they needed. And if you can't tell, I'm a little bitter about it still because they is I love my brother, I love his wife. They're good people, great people, but they're very hmm, they did not have much respect for the area they lived in, and I kind of knew that from moving into my dad's basement and the cleaning up that I had to do and the rearranging and the work that I put in to make this home that I have into the home that it is was in part due to the way my brother left things when he left for the military. He did not, you know, take care of his surroundings very nicely. We'll put it like that. So they kind of destroyed my mom's basement. And then my other brother, my goodness, I'm so all over the place with this story. I'm so sorry for. Hopefully you can follow along decently enough, but anywho, years go by. I don't know how many. It's been a while, but I've been staying in my dad's house for a long time now, and my other brother and his girlfriend don't work out, so I got my brother and his wife who live in my mom's basement. They finally move out. They get a little apartment of their own. They're planning on building like a mobile home or something, so they're gone. Basement's a wreck. I'm living comfortably ish, happily ish. I got my job. My girlfriend's got her job. Things are pretty good. We're coasting. We're saving money, whatever. And my other brother, my now oldest brother, because may he rest in peace, my other oldest brother had passed away at this point. Him and his girlfriend were living out of state somewhere together, and then they didn't work out. They broke up. My brother moved back to town, had nowhere to go. Very similar between the three of us. We all kind of have this problem of not having anywhere to go. So then he comes and moves into my mom's basement where he currently resides. And that's why I can't move in there now, even though, you know, me and my mom's, well, my stepdad, I guess, are pretty close. We're friendly. We see each other. Well, obviously, we see each other whenever I go to see my mom, but like, we have a good bond, you know? As good of a father, stepdad, stepson, whatever, as good as it's gonna get, I think, you know? Especially because, like I said, my mom's had quite a track record with her ex-boyfriends, and this is like the first guy that I actually don't mind, you know. And so our relationship is pretty good, but it's not like we can just kick my brother out, you know. I wouldn't want to do that. It happened to me. Like, I would feel terrible, but it leaves me in this pickle of like, where do I go? What do I do? Where am I supposed to live? How am I supposed to live? You know, I can't get a job because I can't get a call back. I can't find a new career path because I seemingly am only good at one thing, which is stocking shelves, apparently, according to every, rejected application that I've put in. So I'm just kind of stuck. I'm kind of just stuck in this pickle of like, I want to change. I want to make changes. I want to do better, be better, but I don't know how or what or where to go. As I keep repeating, I'm just kind of stuck. And it kind of really sucks. But today, today, today's a good day. Today, I'm happy enough Today, maybe I'm not so afraid of the future. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I guess I'm kind of terrified, but I'll be alright. I'll figure it out. I always have before. I can't tell you how many times I felt like my life was falling apart and I was just throwing it all away. Many, many, many times. And I'm sure this won't be the last time. This might be the worst time as of late. I think before this, the other scariest moment of my life was when my parents kept telling me that I was going to get sent to a foster home if I didn't finally go to school. And that didn't happen. I got off probation after like 5 years or something. I don't know how long it was. It was a long time, but I did it and I didn't get sent away. I didn't get taken out of the home. Like, things just work out for me, I guess. Like, I'm just I'm just chilling. I'm not. I'm kind of freaking out. I've been kind of like haven't been able to sleep well. Been like shaking with anxiety every now and again, but today I'm chilling. I'm happy. I'm living my life. I'm figuring it out as I go. And what else am I supposed to do? You know? I can't change the world overnight. I can't change my situation in a snap of my fingers. I wish I could, you know, but it'll work out. It has to work out. It always works out. Why would I lose faith? Why would I lose my confidence in that? It might not seem like it's going the way I ever expected it to. Oftentimes, life doesn't. Many times, life doesn't go the way I think it's gonna, or the way that I foresee, or the way I want it to, even the way I expect it to. Many times, life has its own plans, has its own ideas, and it'll take you on a journey. And you might not know where you're going. You might stumble across some forks in the road. You might stumble across some rocks on the way. You might scrape your knee, bump your elbow, break your brain. I've done that more than enough times, but things will work out. Things will get better. They always do. And they always will. You just keep going, keep pushing, keep crying, keep screaming to the void. Whatever it is you need to do, write it down, scream it to the stars, take it to a therapist, whatever it is that helps you get through. It could be something, well, I'm not going to encourage anybody to do anything bad, but I have my vices, I have my problems, I have my, let's call them crutches to get through the days, the real bad ones. We all have our ways, we all have our means, we all have our lives that we're living, that we're figuring out together or apart, whatever it is. We're all just here, we're all just going. So just keep going. Just don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying. Even if you feel like the most effort you can put in is half of what you used to. Just keep that faith. Keep that hope somewhere in you, somewhere in your heart. Things are gonna get better. They always always do. They always will, you know? You just got to get there. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here, part of this wacky life journey that I seemingly am going on. I appreciate it. I never know where we're going next. I never know where we might be, but thank you for being by my side. I love you. Have a great rest of your day.